Mm. Ooh. What's up, good people? It's time for another session of that verbal cardio, man. Verbal cardio, man. We back again, back in business, out here with my co-host, Water, co-host of the goddamn lifetime, man. Water is the best co-host in your life. Whoever you think your partner is, without Water, you have no partner. Just so you know, the love of your life, your partner, your kids, whatever, whoever you love most, just know that they wouldn't be here without H2O. Just know that. Take it in, value it, hold it tight. Water is a good time, man. Make sure you're drinking enough of it, man, on the day-to-day. I try to do a gallon a day. Man. Make sure y'all are drinking your water. I want water being drank. I want no excuses. It's good to be back. My producer extraordinaire, Sabrina, is out of town. She is in Houston for the week. So she will not be in studio. I got Amir on the ones and twos. He in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Out here. What'd you have for dinner last night, Amir? Yeah.
I had a chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
Homemade?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by homemade? It was frozen, so.
Oh, frozen chicken. Okay.
I don't like cooking that much. So.
Breaded? Was it fried? Was it fried chicken? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Little Tyson joint, you know.
Tyson be making some good ass food, in my opinion. Back when I was in these streets of eating wild, I would get the Tyson products, whether it be the little steak fajita mix they would have, or the chicken tenders or whatever. Them shits was good to me. Like the Tyson products, I was like, man, this shit gonna be good, man. Tyson be doing it. And who is Tyson? I want to know who Tyson is. So what'd you put on the sandwich, man?
I'm boring, but lettuce, tomato, you know, keep it simple. I ain't
White
with
bread?
the pickles. White bread?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I got the brioche bun.
Oh, the brioche.
That now I figured out, like, I've been eating that because usually I get the wheat buns.
Uh-huh.
I only do wheat bread for real.
Yeah.
And then I got a brioche bun, and I was like, oh, so this the cheat code for all the restaurants. They just use a brioche bun and give it a little flavor to it, a little something else. And I was like, I like the brioche bun. It make me feel like I got the restaurant quality at home. So now I'm like,
brioche is a cheat code.
It's definitely a cheat code.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm on to something.
You gonna make some French toast with that brioche?
Nah.
Nah.
I like French toast, but I prefer a waffle though.
Oh yeah. In the holy trinity of breakfast, you know, breads, the breakfast captains, pancakes, waffles, French toast. Who y'all got? I know you got waffle over pancakes.
It's tough because they're like similar but not, and I go in between the two just depending on where I'm at. I want to say I want to pick pancakes, but I enjoy eating waffles more. It's just that I find that I get pancakes that taste better than waffles because they'll make a waffle and it'll just be the same. It's the same kind of waffle for a lot of places I go to.
Really?
Yeah, they usually just like the same. It's like when you get a waffle from a place, like, oh, I don't expect it to taste any different, right?
Yeah.
It's just got the same kind of flavor to it. Whereas if I go to a place and I get a pancake, they probably gonna throw a little something in there to make it taste a little different.
I will say this though, the waffle at Roscoe's tastes different than most waffles.
It does. I don't know if that's the waffle or the syrup, though.
I think it's the waffle.
Because I had, what did I have recently? Cracker Barrel when I was in Atlanta. So I was like, Cracker Barrel. So I was like, I wonder if it's the syrup or the pancakes. Now I bought the pancake mix and the syrup, right? So then I was like, oh, I'm going to just use the syrup and put it on something else. No.
So it's the pancake.
It's the pancake. That syrup only works for that pancake.
Yeah.
Like it don't work for nothing else.
Because that syrup they use at Cracker Barrel, it's a watery syrup. It's not thick at all.
Yeah.
It's more on the maple side. Like maple is like, you know,
watery,
more liquidy.
Yeah.
But the key to Cracker Barrel, and y'all know I love Cracker Barrel pancakes,
edges.
the crispy edges. And I feel like with waffles, here's my take on waffles from most places. A lot of times when you get a Belgian waffle, sometimes they're thick, sometimes they're thin. Roscoe's and other chicken and waffle places. Chicken and waffle places a lot of times have the thin waffles. They have the thinner ones. And so the little holes in the waffles are not as high. Like when you get a Belgian waffle, it's like little walls and they go up top and they're thicker and crispier. Like if you get a Belgian waffle from most restaurants, it's gonna be thicker with that crispiness to it. Roscoe's, however, is not crispy.
It's flat.
It's flat, just like a pancake.
It reminds me of Waffle House.
Yes, they got similar shaped waffles.
Yeah,
which I also like Waffle House waffles.
Me
and
too.
Roscoe's.
Yeah,
and when I make waffles at home, it's something about waffles. Waffles to me hit harder than pancakes when they're done right. Let's say everything is done at a high level. Let's say all three are done at a high level. You got waffles, pancakes. Think about the best waffle you've ever had, the best pancake you've ever had, and the best French toast you've ever had. Out of those three, at maximum level, I'm going with the French toast. At maximum level.
I saw that. I was like, I feel like French toast moves up when you put it at a high level. Because when it's done right, man.
Man, when it's done. Because there's so many extra ingredients in French toast. There's so much more going on. You have egg. You have whether you use evaporated milk or regular milk or almond milk. So you need the milk, whatever milk that you decide to use, cinnamon, nutmeg. You could throw some butter in there if you like. Those elements, and then the egg itself. You throw all those elements together, you get the right bread. So you can make it crispy on the edges. So you get all these factors going into the French toast, and it's just like, man, when the French toast is at optimal level, it's just, I feel like it's more of a taste explosion when it's done. But people fuck up French toast all the time.
It's too many things to do.
The margin for error for French toast is more than the other two.
I agree.
They be fumbling the ball. They use the wrong bread. They make it too eggy, or it's too little egg, too much cinnamon. Then they put the powdered sugar on there. It's dry. It's not moist enough. The bread is too tough. There's so many things that can go wrong with the French toast. But when it's done at the maximum level, god damn, man, I'm hungry.
I probably do. If they're done at maximum level,
yeah,
probably putting pancakes first.
Okay.
French toast second, waffles last.
Got you.
They all good, but a good waffle is just like, I feel like I might have had peak waffles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't got there with the other ones. Because I go to places and I'd be like, damn, because I thought I had, really good. Like, I've had great pancakes.
Yeah.
Granville, they brought their brunch back. There's a restaurant chain out here in LA. It's called Granville. They brought their brunch back on the weekends. It's only Saturday and Sunday.
Oh.
It is. They have these things, what is it? Heavenly Hot Cake or something like that. I think that's the name of them. And I waited 2.5 years for them to come back because the pandemic happened and it was gone.
Yeah.
They brought it back. I went back and I was like, man, this might be the best pancake I've ever had. Like, legit, like one of the best ones. It's just good. Like,
yeah.
And then the little fruit that they have on there, like a little strawberry touch it a little bit and get in this. Oh, man,
that's a good
I might have to go back this weekend. But then there's a place in San Francisco I went to as well, and they had a pancake, and I was like, okay, this is really good too.
What was the name of that?
Zazie.
Okay.
Zazie or something like that.
I might have to write that down. I'm gonna ask Sincere to go and case the joint. Since Sincere's out there,
Zazie. It's supposedly like French cuisine or whatever. It's one of the restaurants where you don't have to tip because it's already included supposedly or whatever. So it's cool. The food was cool. Eggs and the typical kind of thing going. But that pancake was
fire.
I took it home. So
crispy edge.
No, it was on the fluffy side. It was more fluffy, not less crispy, but the flavor was just fully there, like all there.
Have you ever been to the Griddle Cafe in LA on Sunset?
No.
They dope breakfast spot. They make these huge pancakes. They make these huge pancakes to where I don't know what your capacity is on the food tip, but I would imagine that you're not gonna finish in one sitting. You know what I'm saying? If it's three,
pancakes.
They fire though. Like I would say those are the best pancakes I've had in LA.
Okay, the griddle. I've heard of that. I think I have it saved. I just haven't been.
Yeah, it's good.
I think I saw that before I even moved out here, and I was like, I need to lock that in.
It's fire.
BB's waffles are great.
I don't think I've had their waffles.
Really?
I think I've had their pancakes.
Because they do have like specialty pancakes. If you just get the default waffle that it comes with, it's like a wheat waffle or something like that.
Yeah.
That shit is so good.
Oh, shit.
I don't even, like, I mess with the pancakes or whatever. My girlfriend's done the specialty ones or whatever. That waffle, though, the first time I had it, I was like, nah, who made this waffle? Because it's great. Like,
did you go in the kitchen? That's when you got to go in the kitchen.
I was already sitting at the counter, and I was like, yo, who made this waffle? Like,
because I'll be asking hard hitting. I'll be like, yo, who's responsible for
and
this?
It's like crunchy. It's like it got like a crunch, but it's not hurting when you bite into it. Like, it's the perfect bite. You bite into it, it's like crunch, and it's like soft. Yeah. And it's like powdered sugar on top. Yeah.
I don't like powdered sugar.
Really?
I don't. Like, when they be throwing powdered sugar on shit, I'm like, man, get it out of here.
It's like parsley.
Yeah, it's unnecessary, man. I'm not a fan of the powdered donut, the powdered sugar.
I don't like powdered donut.
And so when they throw it on like French toast or like these pancakes, I'm like, man, get it up out of here, man. I don't need it. I just need the butter and the syrup, and we good. There's this place in Vegas. I think Blueberry Hill. I remember me, Tony Valentino, Brennan, we was in Vegas one time. They had some good ass blueberry pancakes. I remember really enjoying those pancakes. I was looking at Brennan's mom. I was just like, man, it's funny when you eat good food, you remember who you're with.
Yeah.
You remember all details of when you eat some really good food, you remember who was there. You remember what they had on, what was going on. The details come flooding in when you eat some dynamite. And I was looking at Brennan's mom. She ain't had nothing to do with what was going on. But I was just like, man, this is a good ass pancake right here. And I miss that stuff, man. Because I don't eat any of that the way I used to. And I just miss it, man. I'll be out here like, man.
That's like one of my favorite things to do when I'm traveling, like finding a good restaurant. Like when downtown Vegas, 7th and Carson, we went there. They had mini waffles.
Yeah,
that was hidden, but they're potatoes, man. I went back twice. Like,
was it like home style potatoes?
Yeah, they were like cut up and it was seasoned. They put them in a little thing. I remember I did like a little video on Instagram or whatever, and then Brendan was like, "Man, there's no way you're gonna eat all of that." I sent him the video back because I had waffles.
Yeah,
I had eggs. I had potatoes. And there was something else, and I'm small, so and I had toast. Yeah, and I sent it back, and I was like, "Yeah, I ate it all.
You ate it all?
Orange juice as well.
In one sitting?
Yes, I was not playing around with fruit. Bananas and strawberries. Yes, and that might have been the only time I ever did that. But I was like, I definitely had the itis afterwards. I don't know how I made it through the day because that was about 11 o'clock, and we finished. It was like one time I was like, "Man, we got a long day ahead of us."
Yeah, man. That's one thing about breakfast, though. When you fully go in on waffles, pancakes, that itis is gonna kick your ass down the goddamn steps. You gonna be tore up. I remember I did like a pancake eating contest with somebody I acted in a stage play with. I was in this play of Mice and Men, right? And if you're familiar with Mice and Men, it's a story of these two brothers. One is like this super huge dude, but he's not mentally all there, and his brother. And so the dude who played the huge dude was in the play with me, and I played the character of Crooks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to toe it back, so I was a handicapped individual in the play. So the dude is a big dude, right? So I was like, we all got together and we went to IHOP. IHOP was having the all-you-can-eat pancakes at that time. And I was just like, yo, the cricket is in there. So I was like, yo, even though this is a big dude, let me tell you what I underestimated based on sexual orientation. The big dude is gay. And I felt like gay dudes don't be eating out here, man. They don't be eating out here the way I be eating. Even though he was a big dude, heavy dude, taller than me, I was like, but he gay though. Gay dudes don't be digging in, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't be getting it in on the food tip. I was dead wrong, man. You learn something new every day. I was like, yo, they be out here in the gay community eating and taking the pancakes down. I was like, you motherfucker. I underestimated him. I discriminated against him because he was gay. I was like, yo, gay dudes don't be eating like that, man. Cause I was thinking about all the gay dudes I knew and stuff I'd be watching. I'm like, man, they don't be eating. They just be out here, living their best lives and being gay and loving one another. And I was like, they ain't eating though. You know what I'm saying? They don't be grubbing. They don't be the stereotype I see in the goddamn movies and TV and stuff. I ain't seen Elton John eat. I ain't never seen Elton John eating, man. I ain't seen Freddie Mercury eating a goddamn thing, man. So I was like, man, I'm going to out-eat you on these pancakes, man. And sure enough, he tore my ass up, man. I lost. He kept the pancakes coming. I tapped out. He had a couple more orders. I was like, you know what, man? And then after that, I had the itis. I passed out on the living room floor for the full night.
That's too much sugar.
Never even made it back to bed, man. And at the Griddle Cafe, which is out here, I told you they got the pancakes are the size of the whole plate. I finished it all in one sitting. I had a moment to where I had to have a little intermission where I was eating. It was me and Chaz. Me and Chaz were battling. And I got halfway through and I kind of shut down. I had to reprocess. I'm turning off the IG Live, y'all. If you want to see the rest of this. If you want to see the rest of this story, join my Patreon. You can get in on it live. Or else, just wait for Wednesday when it pops. So I eat half the pancake stack. And there's 3 huge pancakes I'm going in. I eat half the pancake stack. And then I kind of shut down. I go into like a little food coma, hibernation, recharge, or whatever you want to call it. So I shut down and I was just sitting there. And then I got recharged and finished all the pancakes in one sitting. When I tell you, when I got home, I had the most epic food coma of all time. I got home at, I would say, 2 o'clock, 2:30. Went to sleep, woke up the next day. I never recovered. I never recovered.
That's crazy.
That was the itis at a maximum level, and I was face down. But I still hold that over Chaz to this day. I was like, I finished the stack, and you didn't. So don't ever disrespect me out here on these food streets. I want y'all to know right here, right now, that I am not to be played with on the food tip. The only reason I'm not out here eating everything in goddamn sight is because I just, I'm focused on health and I'm trying to slim down. I'm trying to have an ab for once in my life. That's the only thing that's stopping me from going full Hulk mode at any given time. I'm always hungry. I was talking to Sabrina last night. I was like, yo, not even grief stopped my appetite. Not even grief. Mourning still didn't kill my appetite. I was still eating when some rain passed. Still eating. Eating food, finishing plates. I'm like, what can stop me, man? So just know, but also know this, I can't be beat. Shout out to my my co-star in that play that whooped my ass and all you can eat pancakes. I still ain't forgot. And I underestimated the gay community on the eating streets. If a gay dude challenged you to an eat-off, do not underestimate them. They're going to be like, oh, you want some of this? Hey, man, watch out. Look out. Kanye is in the news. I don't know what he said on the Drink Champs interview. I'm at a point now when it comes to Kanye. I'm at a point now where I just don't pay him any mind. Like, I'm numb to everything this man says at this point. Like he says so much and does so much that I'm just numb. Like nothing that comes out of his mouth can get me anymore. I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I didn't check into the Drink Champs interview. I heard about what he said about George Floyd's death. I didn't hear him say it, but I read about it. And I just don't care. I don't care. I'm on my Keon now with Kanye. I don't care.
You gotta be.
I don't care at this point.
You have to.
It just don't matter anymore.
And the worst part is that he's saying all this crazy stuff, and there's so many people out there that are like, it's going over y'all heads. And I was like, well, what is he saying that's supposedly going over our heads that we ain't heard other people say before and get criticized the exact same way? He not saying nothing new. He not doing anything. Like, I think people are so attached to, when it comes to not even just Kanye, just like celebrities. And then when they get up there and they start talking, they be like, yeah, he gets it. And it's like, what? He just a regular dude too. And then like nothing profound that he's saying or anything that's supposedly groundbreaking or whatever. And they look to him as some kind of guy like that. And what I saw a tweet that said the guy that he is now, he's been that longer than the guy that we grew up liking before.
Absolutely. He has surpassed the Kanye we were all rooting for back in the day. From like, I feel like the downside of Kanye West kicked in right before the release of My Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's when he did the Taylor Swift thing, and that was the beginning of the end as far as the Kanye. Because like Kanye, when he first came out, we was rooting for this guy. He was something different. He wasn't thugged out. He wasn't wearing a bulletproof vest. He was the guy that the majority of us could relate to. The majority of black men in America are not 50 Cent. We're not out here like that. So Kanye was a regular black dude that we could connect with. You know what I'm saying? He had on the polo shirt, the backpack, regular name. So we were just like, yeah, man. Yeah. He wasn't super artistic looking or anything like that. It was just like, yo, we could relate. And the majority of black men in America fall to that, demographic in terms of we just out here, man. We just out here. We ain't all in the streets like that. And that's the stereotype that we have as black men. It's like we all thugged out or we just athletes. And that's not the reality. And so we was just like, yo, Kanye West, man, he talking about his life, man. We could relate. We was all in. College dropout, late registration, graduation. When he went up against 50 Cent, it was just like, yo, we were rooting for Kanye West. It was just like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Kanye, let's get it. We bought into it. We bought into that whole Versus thing, and it was like, it was amazing. And graduation damn near sold 1 million copies that first week. He got like 900-some thousand copies that first week, so it was just like crazy numbers. And then it was just like, all right, man, you know what I'm saying? He was out of line for what he did to Taylor Swift. But it wasn't like we were gonna write him off because it was
that
just
we had his back.
We still had his back. We like, he right. He got a point because we always feel like the award shows show favoritism to the white artists. So we were just like, he got a point. I mean, he did it wrong, but he got a point. And Beyonce, we was with him, but it was still an asshole move. So that started the switch, and then from then on. Like, cause even when he said George Bush don't care about black people, we was like, you know what, you right. You right, man. We with you on this. And then as time goes on, he's just it's at this point now it's more like I would say the reason that he is doing the stuff that he does, he's just unchecked. Yeah.
Nobody can say that's kind of how he's been, which is why it's like it was something that was bubbling for so long.
Yeah.
You can't say anything to Kanye. He's made that clear. You can't say nothing to him. And if he finds out that he's wrong later, my bad. But
that's
fuck it. Yeah, my bad. But fuck it. That's what happened. We moving on. Like kind of thing. You can't tell him he's wrong. So there's no way for him to go and he's under this gauge of just doing whatever he wants. So the minute that he feels like he's wrong, now there's some kind of outrage because Kanye West has been wrong. And now I must tell everybody about what's going on. I don't like this person. I don't fuck with this person. This person's tripping.
Right.
All of this information that we don't need to know. And then it's just a thing and everybody has to pay attention to it. And it's like, And the likableness of Kanye came from him being outspoken. He was an outspoken guy. And that's a likable thing, especially when you think of celebrities. Like, he's not afraid to say what he want to say. That's admirable.
We admire that.
Now it's to the point where it's like we can't stop him from saying what the hell he wants to say, even when he's wrong.
It's ridiculous now. And I really feel like his mother is a huge void. And it's like, because that was the one person that could reel him in and could check him on stuff. But now, especially billionaire Kanye, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
He got the money behind whatever he want to talk about.
We're done, man. We just got to, all right. We just got to take it. So So now, so I really just had to turn the switch off. Like I don't care what he says anymore. Like I don't even know what he was talking about on Drink Champs because I'm not pulling up. And I know, Nori had to apologize. But I'm just like, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way how he was disrespecting Talib Kweli and them, saying I was using them, and I was just, I felt offended. I was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? We appreciated you being in the backpacker type realm, and putting Talib on his album and putting Common on his first album, because I feel like Kanye gave Common a resurgence, and I was excited for that because Common has always been one of my favorite MCs, and when Kanye put Common on, and they were working together, and they were both from Chicago, and I'm just like, man, I'm loving this right here. And Common had that long ass dope verse on the College Dropout album, and then he produced the majority of B, and then he did a lot of production on Find It Forever. I was just like, yo, this is I'm loving this, man. It's homegrown. I'm a Chicago kid, so it's like, I'm always rooting for the Chicago cats. So it was just like, yo, I appreciate Kanye for this. But then to find out that, that was really just fake, I was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? I thought she was one of us.
That's kind of how he's been doing it lately. It's just you think you cool with him one day, and the next day he's like he crossed you.
You should know.
And you can't really, be so cool with him till you think that it's all right, and then all of a sudden you turn your back on him. Which is why like all the beefs that he's had recently has been like, oh, they were cool, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, what happened now? Like him and Kid Cudi, like nobody would expect them to be beefing or whatever. Now it's like, Cudi was the first person I saw to be like, yo, like you need to, I'm not finna stand for this. Like you need to go get yourself together, man. You tripping. And you need more people around him like that.
Right.
But then again, it's hard to crack that shell because Kanye has a you can't tell me nothing kind of attitude. So no matter who tells him, especially if he don't already respect you, he already disrespecting you, he talking trash about you, you're not gonna look at you like, I'm gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
Can't tell him nothing. Literally, he said that years ago. He wasn't
said that
joking.
a long time ago, and here he is. Can't tell me nothing. And he meant it.
He stand firm in that.
He meant you can't tell me nothing. So it was just like, damn, man.
It's tough to watch, but I'm done watching at this point.
Yeah, I can't tune in anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done. I can't tune in any longer. Have you seen, speaking of Kanye, have you seen the Pete Davidson Taco Bell commercial?
Yes. I've seen the YouTube ad about it.
I saw an article about his Taco Bell campaign. It's like breakfast Taco Bell menu or whatever. And they were saying that, people were turned off by the spots because he's chewing with his mouth open. And I was just like, I don't think I've seen the commercials. And I'm just like, man, he getting flack for chewing with his mouth open. And I know that's a big turnoff for a lot of people. I'm just like, was it that bad in the Taco Bell spots to where people were just like, you know what? I'm done with this. Yeah, Taco Bell got a breakfast menu apparently. And, Pete Davidson has been doing some of the commercials. I'm going to see if I can pull something up. I'm going to look at it right here in real time just to see Taco Bell, Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson commercial. All right, let me see. Let me see what they're talking about. Because, here's one video. It's a short of him eating the breakfast crunch thing from Taco Bell. He just chewing with his mouth open, but it ain't like disgusting.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Not bad enough to where people are just like, I'm not with it. Oh, let me look at this one. Breakfast commercial. Breakfast. But I do feel like if you're doing a food commercial, you got to chew with your mouth closed. You got to chew. You can take a bite of it. You can take a hit, but you got to do that closed mouth chew. Let's see. His mouth is closed on this one. I don't get it. I don't know, man. Maybe that was just a random article I read. I was just like...
Ain't no telling what they told him to do while he was on set, too.
Right.
Sometimes you got to be dramatic to sell it.
I did a Jack in the Box commercial years ago. It was for the Jack in the Box pastrami sandwich. And we were playing in the commercial. we were like in this focus group, so we just had to bite into it and just chew it. And I remember, I did a closed mouth chew. I was just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I did in the commercial. It was just me literally biting into a sandwich and chewing. And I remember, when you do food commercials and stuff like that, they have a spit bucket next to you. So you can chew, and then in between takes, you can just spit out what you're chewing. Me, though, I'm going to actually eat the food. So even though the sandwich was room temp, I was really just eating it. I was just like, well, I can spit it out, or I could just eat it, or I could just really just eat it take after take. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about that life. That's what y'all don't understand. Nothing stops me. I'm out here really eating in commercials, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I've done other stuff, we eating in the scene, I'm just like, I'm gonna finish this. Y'all gonna have to re-up. Cause I can't space it out. I'm gonna really eat. I'm like Brad Pitt out here. You know, Brad Pitt be eating in mad scenes. That's me, man. I can't stop. I can't be stopped, man. Something else is going on out here. So a bison attacks a woman. And I've seen a video a while ago of a bison attacking a woman. And let me tell y'all something about the American bison. They got legitimate beef out here. They got beef. And what the American people have done to the American bison historically, I feel like the spirit of that lives on in the animals today. I feel like energy lives in animals as well as humans. There's an energy there. There's a life force. There's a vibe. And when you, even though they're animals, when you take trauma and beef and energy and you put that into offspring, it's going to create a genetic makeup of natural fear of human beings. I fully believe that. I feel like that's how evolution works. I feel like black widows have colorful markings on their abdomen for the simple fact that it lets predators know that these animals are poison, could be harmful. So when the animals that would normally eat them see that, and they be like, nah, I ain't really rocking with that. The fact that that has happened through evolution lets you know that these things can happen in animals that are abused by humans. So during expansion west, when the white community was fighting with the Native Americans, the indigenous people of this land, they were doing dirty tactics to where they were just killing the American bison to disrupt the food source, to disrupt the clothing source. And, the American bison was so vital to the indigenous people here that they were like, all right, we just going to kill them all off. They riding through on trains, just shooting these animals. And so they damn near wiped them off the planet.
Yep.
And so they were able to rebuild and, repopulate. And I feel like, honestly, even though they're animals, I feel like they carry that legacy into the now. So they're mistrustful of humans, and they probably mistrustful of white people. Because historically, when you look at the history of what they did to those animals, it's just like that goes into the genetic makeup of the babies into the next generation. So it's just like, yo, we ain't really rocking with you. So, if you're an old white woman approaching these bison, they just like, yo, I'm genetically, what's the word? A genetic disposition?
Yeah,
whatever.
Predisposition.
I got a disposition to just attack you. I don't know why. I just feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my very fiber to just cram this woman right here. Just give this woman the cram based on the historical, history of what you did to my species or whatever. And so, with these bisons, you got to be careful. And these are big animals. They out here, they fully bearded. They got afros. They got horns. They are huge. They're not here to play. And I love the way bisons look in the face. And it just got a big ass head. And these are huge beasts. So it's just like, yo, when you approaching these animals, man, you got to be careful. I know you appreciate nature. I know you want to be one with nature and you want to get in and show that you're not scared, but be scared.
So you should be scared sometimes.
Be scared sometimes. If you're not truly scared, show caution. Realize what you're dealing with. Like for me, for example, I'm not scared of any animal. I'm scared of certain bugs and insects, but I'm not scared of like animals. That goes to the tigers, the lions, the alligators, the crocodiles, the sharks, animals that could kill me literally easily. Sharks are a little bit different, like because I have to be in an environment to engage with sharks to where I'm already uncomfortable in that environment, if that makes sense. So like, when I see a tiger or a lion, I'm comfortable on land and walking around. I'm comfortable in that environment. So even if I see a tiger or a lion, I'm like, yo, they could kill me. They can just cut my throat with them hands. I'm still not really fully terrified because at least I know I can run. I know how to move in this environment. If I'm in the ocean with a shark, I'm already uncomfortable in that environment because I'm like, yo, can I still swim? I got to hold my breath. I might drown. You know what I'm saying? I might swallow too much water. I'm worried about all these other factors and the shark. So it's just like, all right, the shark might get me on that one, but I'm not truly scared of sharks themselves. Like if you put me in the equipment, like I got on the scuba gear, I got the oxygen tank, I got the flippers on, I'm feeling comfortable in that environment with the breathing apparatus and all that. I'll be fine swimming with sharks. But if you just got me in there raw, just in some swim trunks and a wife beater, and the shark is out there and the hammerheads and the regular, nah, man, look out, man. Let me get up out of here.
Sharks they're not as aggressive as people think. They are. Right. They can be aggressive, but they're not as aggressive. The whales are the ones to look out for.
Whales, dolphins, orcas, those should be feared more than sharks because they're temperamental. They're, territorial, all of this. So, people be like, Free Willy, my man. Watch out, man. These killer whales, that name is in there for a reason.
Yeah, you see them, they be attacking those the people that be keeping them what is it? The SeaWorld and stuff like that. Yeah. And that ties back to the Bison thing. They know. They have seen you guys take them from captivity or whatever the case may be and be training them and doing all that stuff. They don't want to do that.
These animals know.
The elephant attacking the lady. She kept that beef for years.
Elephants never forget. They know what's going on. We think animals
they're just whatever.
Yeah.
The plants know too.
They know.
The plants know.
Plants. I just feel like there's a historical record that's kept from animals to humans to whatever of just knowing what's dangerous for you. That goes from plants. Plants have defense mechanisms in place because of certain, elements. And it's just natural. Even with us, it's certain things that we might not even know why we're scared of a certain thing or we get nervous around certain things or we're on edge. Even if there's no real, correlation between you and that particular thing, you have an inherent fear of that. And you don't even know why you have it. You just like, I ain't feeling it. And a lot of us, have those things. And animals have them too. And they said a hiker is taking to TikTok to warn about the dangers of invading a bison's personal space after she was attacked by one of the creatures last week as she hiked alone at Cap Rock Canyon State Park and Trailway. So it's like, as much as I love animals, and I love them, bears, all that. And, I might be more prone to, and that could be my 25, my 27% whiteness. I'm more prone to, be close and not really run. But I really won't approach. Like if I see like a big, magnificent animal and I'm already outside in that environment, I might just chill. I'm going to probably just chill and just sit. And I'm not going to try to come and connect. I'm not going to try to, make contact. I'm going to just be like, oh, shit, they really out here. And I'm going to just chill as best as possible. With the slow blinks. I'm blinking slow. They say that when you look at your cats, blink slow. Like when your cat looks at you and they give you the soft blink, that means they're comfortable with you. It's like, it's like a little, man, I'm rocking with you. So they say that when you look at your cat, when you make that eye contact, give them the slow blinks. That makes them more comfortable. Because when you just staring at them, just like, hey, and I do that. Like when Midnight fucking up, he on the counter, he doing something he ain't supposed to be doing. Hey, man, what you doing? Hard, unblinkable stares. What was you doing up there, man? I told you not to go up there. And I know I catch myself sometimes because Midnight be looking at me with no blinks. Midnight be like, so I'll be like, so we staring at each other like, what you looking at? Well, what you looking at? So we looking at each other, man. What you want to do? So we looking at it. And Midnight is intense in the eyes, man. Midnight be like, stuff be looking urgent with Midnight. Dapper, he don't have that look. Like he'll be looking at you, but he be looking like when Dapper looks at you, it's kind of like he's looking through you sometimes, or he just like, yeah, I'm looking at you. Or he'll talk. He'll be like, yeah, man, put some water in my dish, goddammit. But Midnight, when he be looking, he be like, what you doing? What you doing? What you got going? You putting food in the dish? What you doing, man? And he be watching me in the house. He be watching me, man. I'll be cleaning up, doing stuff. He'll be like, yeah, how long you gonna be in there? What you doing, man? You cooking? And sometimes I'll be giving them the soft blinks, just be like, all right, stop looking at me so much. Because I feel like Midnight be watching me just so he can get into some shit when I leave. He'd be like, yeah, hurry up and clean this up so I can hop up on the counter when you leave. And I've caught him a couple times, like case in point, this past weekend, I cook my little dinner and then I turn on the, while I'm cooking dinner, the Haney fight is on. And then after the Haney fight, the Deontay Wilder fight was on. So I cook my food. And I still got the pots in the sink because I wanted to eat while it was hot. So all the skillets are in the sink. So I didn't get the chance to do the full cleanup and reset. So I'm in the living room, standing in front of the TV, eating the food, watching the Deontay Wilder fight, right? So I'm just watching the fight, looking at my food. I look back into the kitchen. Midnight is up on the sink. He just in the sink. So I immediately, man, I throw my shoe dead at him. Like, I'm a shoe thrower. They say there's those old school Mexican moms or, Latin moms, they'll throw the shoe at you. That's me. I guess it's in my DNA somewhere because I will throw my slides at Midnight at a moment's notice. Full toss. And my aim is good. I have caught Midnight good on several occasions. Let me tell you something. I'm accurate. I'll be catching his ass because I'll be anticipating his next move. So I'll throw the shoe accordingly. So I threw that shoe at him and then he fled the scene. I'm just like, man, what was you doing, man? Stay up out of there. And I know he was on the counter today because when I got home from the gym, this little lollipop that the dude from Trader Joe's gave to Sabrina was on the floor. It was on the island when I left. So Midnight be treacherous out here, man. And I'm sick of it. And he don't deserve my soft blinks. He don't deserve my soft blinks. He deserved the hard stares every time I look at him. Even when he come up purring and putting his neck meat on me, I'll be like, man, this. Tired of your ass, man. But soft blink these animals when you come in contact. They say Harrison Ford is joining the MCU. Harrison Ford will take over the role of General Ross from the late William Hurt in Captain America. I like that casting. First of all, because I think Harrison Ford is a man's man. He's a man. And he looked like I could see him as the military general, because the General Ross is all about, I'm not feeling the Hulk. I'm not rocking with it. I ain't doing that. General Ross is kind of a hard ass. And Harrison Ford is a hard ass. He's badass. So I'm not mad at it. Matter of fact, I think he would have been a good General Ross from the start. He probably turned it down, I'm not sure. Because William Hurt, based on William Hurt's roles in the past, I feel like William Hurt has always picked roles where he's like the sensitive guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a sensitive character, sensitive guy, you know, masculine, but just kind of on the softer side of life and whatnot. Harrison Ford, on the other hand, and Harrison Ford does have that tender side to him as well. But I can also see him being a hard ass general out here in the streets. So I like it. I like the casting of Harrison Ford, throwing him up in the MCU. Struggle Beard Bakery says Dennis Quaid would have been a good one too. Yeah, William Hurt did die. And I thought he was a good General Ross. I want to make that clear. I liked him in the role. But Harrison Ford, man. I want him in the MCU, man. Harrison Ford is legend. So I'm with this, man. This is good news. On the astronomy side of thing, on my Tony deGrasse Tyson tip, a black hole burps up shredded star. So a black hole apparently burped up a shredded star. In October 2018, a small star was ripped to shreds when it wandered too close to a black hole in a galaxy located 665 million light years away from Earth. Though it may sound thrilling, the event did not come as a surprise to astronomers who occasionally witness these violent incidents while scanning the night sky. First of all, the fact that this is 665 million light years from Earth. The fact that you can even see that far and know what the hell is going on that far away from the planet is just insane to me. 665 million light years from Earth. What that means is, whatever's that far, it would take us 665 million years to see. Like, let's say something that far exploded, right? Let's say a star at that distance exploded. Like, bam! It blew up. It would be 665 million years before we saw that explosion on Earth. That's how big this shit is, man. That's ridiculous. And the fact that they just said a star was wandering too close to a black hole, like stars are just out here roaming around, carefree, skipping and singing. Stars are massive. And the fact that it was just wandering too close to this ultra massive thing that just sucked it all up and burped it up is crazy. The fact that black holes are out here making stars look small is insane. When you think about the size of these stars, the size of our star is considered a smaller star, but that shit is huge. Every time I think about the universe and start digging in, I'm just like, man, that shit is massive, nosebleed. Just thinking about how epic it is, it's just like, man, this is crazy. And what if our afterlife is us traveling through space and time? What if that is our afterlife? To where when we pass away from this plane, we start traveling space and time. And you essentially could live forever as a spirit or whatever you want to call it, traveling through space and time, because it's so expansive and so huge that you'll be traveling for damn near infinity and shit. Because I would love to see the universe. I would love to see these other worlds, these other planets, these nebulas, these gas giants, these black holes, these event horizons, these amazing things like supernovas and explosions, and just to see a star up close. Man, I hope that's the afterlife. I hope the afterlife is us being able to go anywhere and see everything. Because it's so much out there. I would hate to just have it up to my imagination and pictures from NASA and just like, man, let us get in on this, man. Let us partake in the epicness of the universe. Let us see it firsthand. Because it sucks to not be able to see a star up close, because it will melt your ass off. Can you imagine how beautiful it would be to see a star up close and to see those huge flames that come around like a huge wave and coronas and man, I want to get in on this. I'm like, man, if I got to die to get in on it, man, don't sign me up right now, but sign me up in the future. Because I want to see this. It's a waste of stuff if we can't partake in it. It's a waste of good quality visuals if we can't get in on the universe. I want to see all these things. I want to see the colors. I want to see what Venus looks like. I want to see what Mars looks like, Jupiter, man, Saturn, man, solar flares, comets, asteroids. I want to see all of this. And we just stuck on the planet, man, at the mercy of telescope visuals and satellite sendbacks. God damn, man. A black hole is interesting to me, man. I'm just like, man, that shit it's crazy out here. So I just hope that we're able to, because I think about death all the time, and I think about what's next, and I hope I can reunite with loved ones lost, and now I never really thought about reuniting with loved ones lost because I've never had a devastating loss until I lost Serene. So it was just like, man, now I'm really like, we gotta reconnect. We gotta meet each other again. We gotta see each other again, man. Please. That can't be it for me and Serene. Like I hope and pray that there's something after this to where we can reconnect. And I'm just like, man, I hope that it's real. Because I don't want to just cease to exist and then there's nothing. That sucks. That's anticlimactic. To just die and then we out of here and that's it, man. Come on, man. Give us something more in the afterlife, man, than just non-existence.
Yeah.
That's boring, man.
Even when you're here, like my friend passed away last year and I was like, it was one of those moments where it was just like, I was sad about it. And then as the days went on, I was like, damn, that's it? Like it was literally like I have nothing to connect with this nigga anymore.
Right.
Like at all. It's done.
Gone.
That's the hardest part of accepting that is like, that's it, bro.
Right.
That's what made me be like, man. But then it was like after time went on, it was like I would dream and then he would be there or whatever. But it would still be shocking to me because I can I know when I'm dreaming.
Right.
So it's kind of like those things is like, I know it's not real.
Right.
But I was like, I'm going to just let this play out or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like, man, it's like, this sucks. Every time something happens, it's like, that's it.
Man.
That's the part that gets me is like, that's it.
That's it.
And every day I live my life like that, like being like, knowing like if something were to happen to me, be like, bro, that's it.
Yeah. That's it. And it's just like, man, they gone. That's it. Because I be thinking about this on a daily basis. I'm just like, yo, this can't be it, man. So I'm hoping that, Serene came in my dream a couple weeks ago. I think he was in there, and I was just like, yes, man, pull up, man. I always want him in there, man. Pull up in them dreams, Serene, if you're listening. I'll be talking to Serene a lot more out loud. Maya made a painting for me of Serene, and it's up in the house. And we got multiple pictures and drawings of Serene in the house. And right now, before I put it up, I low key, even though Maya gifted it to me, I low key want to gift it to Cherie, so she can have that painting at her place. Because she did a great job on it. I haven't put it on social media yet. And I was just like, man. But I'll be talking to it. I'll be talking to that painting. I'll be like, man, what's up, Serene? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he's right there in the painting and it's got the universe behind him. I'll post it for the Patreon so y'all can see it. But it's got to be something else, man. Please be something else. Because that's ceasing to exist and then there's nothing else. That's just a waste of this life and everything in it. It's just like, man, it's got to be more. It's got to be more to it. The energy has to go somewhere. Let me go to some questions. Veggie Girl 2013. Is there one song you listen to at least once a day, every single day? Is there one song I listen to at least once a day, every single day. There's not a song that I listen to every single day, but I do have moments to where I listen to certain songs every day for a period of time. For example, one of those songs is "Wake Up" by Big Crit. I would listen to that song every day. I listen to that song every day for damn near a year. It's called "Wake Up" by Big Crit. And it's on the "Forever in the Day" mixtape by Big Crit. I listen to that song every single day for like a year. Also, another song that I would listen to on a daily basis is "Clean Heart" by Sade. I would this was probably like for a full year too. Every morning I would wake up, and this is when the Baker Boys were younger, so they were still in elementary school. This was like they were in like first, second grade, second, third grade. This is how young they were. I would get up in the morning, and this is when I was married, I was basically a pretty much essentially I was a stay-at-home dad, pretty much. I was a house husband, if you will. So I would get the boys ready for school. I would cook breakfast. I would pack their lunch. I would get them dressed, all of that. So I was doing all of this on a daily basis. So every morning when I would wake up, I would play "Clean Heart" and make their lunch to that song for like a full school year. So every morning I would listen to "Clean Heart" by Sade and make their lunch. And so those are examples of songs that I would listen to every day for a period of time. And those two songs stick out the most. There was a period where I was listening to "X Factor" by Lauryn Hill every day for like probably like a year. I probably did that song for a year too. "X Factor" by Lauryn Hill. So "X Factor" by Lauryn Hill, "Wake Up" by Big Crit, "Clean Heart" by Sade. These are like some songs that I've listened to on a daily basis for a big period of time. Good question though, Veggie Girl 2013. You got a song like that, Amir? An everyday joint?
Nah, I kind of rotate through ones. Like periodically, I was like, I like this song. There's songs I revisit and stuff, but no, I would say every day. That's kind of tough.
Every day is tough. Andrew Smolinski asks, topic question, Tony, who is the coldest slasher horror villain in your opinion? Like most unbeatable and scary and can beat all the rest in a Hunger Games like showdown. Out of the slashers, I know they tried to change the narrative with Freddy versus Jason and try to make it like Let me ask you this first, Andrew, before I give my answer. Is Freddy Krueger considered a slasher? Is Freddy Krueger in this list? Can he be included? I don't know if Andrew is still in here, but let's see. He is slasher. Slurita said he is slasher. Yeah. Okay, so Freddy's included. So in that case, I think Freddy is the most unbeatable and scary, simply because he can do all kind of outlandish shit. There's really no limitation to what he's capable of. Yeah, you have to be asleep, but within that realm, if you get Freddy within the sleep realm, you got nothing, because he can do anything. He can do every and anything in the dreams. So it's just like, all right, he can be a giant spider. He can have long arms. He can be, an atomic bomb. He can just do all kind of just wild shit to kill you. And so he can turn you into something. I remember he turned that girl into a roach in her dream. And so within the dream realm and within, Freddy Krueger and his maximum powers, I got to go with Freddy just because he's capable of so much shit. And he's the scariest to me. Scariest to me, though, is Michael Myers, because Freddy got too much personality. When I think about killers, Michael Myers is the scariest to me because his mask is scary and he has zero personality. That's scary to me. He don't talk. There's no personality. Arguably, Michael Myers and Jason are the same. They both don't talk. They both do this, but Jason looks kind of silly in the hockey mask. I'm gonna just be honest. Like the hockey mask kind of that's not a scary look to me. Jason's hockey mask is not scary to me. Michael Myers' mask is scary to me. That's a scary mask. And so he gets points for that over Jason. And the fact that he has no personality, he's not interested in what you're talking about, that makes him even more scary. Freddy is funny sometimes. He be talking too much. And it's like once I'm starting to get into your personality, you're not as scary anymore. Candyman can be scary, but he's also romantic. You know what I'm saying? There's a romantic element to Candyman. And it's just like, you're not as scary now either because, you know, his voice is scary. His look is scary. The way he be killing people is scary, but there's that romantic element there too. Pinhead is gross to me. Chucky has too much personality. He's funny and he's wild, but he's not scary to me. Leatherface seems sloppy and just wild and unhinged, and I feel like I can run away from Leatherface. Norman Bates, you know, you feel kind of sorry for him. He's not scary to me. But Michael Myers, man, Mike is just creepy, man. So he's technically the scariest, but in practicality, like if we put this on our lives, Freddy is by far the scariest one because you have to sleep. You have to sleep eventually. Like everybody else you can run from, you can manipulate, you can choose not to mess with that little pinhead box that unlocks them cats. You can not say Candyman in the mirror. You can run from Jason. You can run from Michael Myers. You can sock Chucky out if need be. You can throw him in the oven. You can sling him around by his ankle. You can do all of these things. Norman Bates, you can dodge the slash in the shower and sock his skinny ass up. But Freddy, though, he can come night after night, man. If you survive, you somehow survive the dream and you don't get killed in the dream, guess what? You got to sleep again. You got to go to sleep again, man. As long as you're going to stay up, you got to fall back asleep. And so that's terrifying. That's terrifying, man. It's like you going to fall asleep. Because you have to sleep no matter how much you fight it. That sleep is coming for your ass. The Sandman ain't shit. The Sandman ain't shit because the Sandman is setting you up for Freddy to get you. The Sandman is like, I see you out here trying to stay up. Pap. Knock your ass out. Now you in Freddy's world because the Sandman was like, I got your ass. I've been hearing about lucid dreaming and I believe in it. Yeah. Why not? I believe in that. Why the hell not? Anyway, I gotta get the hell up out of here. I still gotta do Grosse Pointe Bake today. And I still got one more movie review to do. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Verbal Cardio. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Shout out to Amir holding it down. We talk about breakfast. We talking about, I want timestamps for breakfast. I want timestamps for the slashers. I want timestamps for, not really Kanye, man. Not really. The universe. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'm always taking the questions. Shout out to the Patron Saints. Shout out to Harrison Ford. Shout out to the Bisons out here getting that revenge. They sick of y'all asses, man. Shout out to all of that. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you're drinking your water. And we out.